Hello, ISMP members and whoever else is watching this. I don't know why you're watching this. I guess we want to like find cool mod list or something, I guess. But in this video, I'm just gonna be talking about what I'm doing for pretty much all the mods, everything else. So yeah. So first things first is hosting. Now I didn't like technically I didn't publicly say this, but I also did. I like didn't like put announcements or anything, but I'm self-hosting this, which you might think is pretty dumb, which it is probably pretty dumb because I'm not intelligent. Ah, man, I hate my life. Why is this going so slow? I don't have the Ethernet plugged in, but it's okay. Like, um, I'm sure it'll be fine. I got everything working. It like hosts, people can join it, but the way I'm doing it, because I obviously don't own my own domain, it's gonna be really like ugly looking because I'm using playit.gg. Not to like hate on the program or anything, but it's like you can't really choose your domain, so it just looks kind of ugly. But it is what it is, right? Okay, so you're probably wondering what device I'm using for this, and that is a Raspberry Pi 516 gigabyte, which you might think, that's not, is that gonna be good enough? And I think it will be, because I just want you guys to remember last season we had like 6 gigabytes of dedicated RAM, so I think we'll be fine. It didn't really lag like at all last season, so I think we'll be fine. I also like genuinely
What could
overclocked the CPU
possibly go
by
wrong?
changing config file. Wow, I feel like so smart right now. But and also I have a 128 gig SSD in there, so we have more storage than last time. We should be fine. If it lags, well, yeah, I don't know. I'll figure something out. I'll just like copy the world file and like buy hosting, I guess, or something. Cause listen, if I have to, I do. But I don't know if this is accurate or not, but I have a feeling that all the server hosting is expensive because of the RAM prices. So it was kind of smart to buy the Pi like earlier because that was before prices got bad. So actually like got it for much better price than it is like right now. The one thing I don't like about self-hosting is that if it ever goes down, no matter if it's my fault or like my internet provider or whatever, if it goes down, I'm gonna get pinged like 100 times, like tech rule, why is the server offline? Why is the server offline? And I'm like, I don't know, and then I have to go and do it, and everyone's gonna start shouting at me, well, yeah. It's time for structures, world generation, biomes, stuff like that. So we're going to start with the overworld because that's like the main part of the world we're going to be spending time in, unless you're a Spectre and you're going in the end. Don't worry, I'll go over that. So you guys voted for lots more stuff. So I'm going to be using biomes we've gone for for like all the biomes. That's I filtered out some of the ones I don't like because they look ugly and I don't think we need them. So there's like they had like 55 biomes I think, and I leave about 30, a bit less I think. But yeah, for world generation, I'm gonna be using continents and tectonic, which they're kind of do the same thing, but I combined them, and they work. So I don't really want to change it because I don't feel like it. So I'm sure it'll be fine. Um, Structures, there's a lot of them. I have this thing called Dungeons and Taverns, which is also called Nova structures. I'm using like every single one of them. There's like I added like 30 different Moai mods that add just Moais, which is kind of funny, but some are in the end, some are in the Nether, but most of them are in the overworld. That's pretty minor. Um, what else? What else? I need to like think about this for a second. Moogs structures. They're made by a guy named like Finn Setchel or something on Modern, but they're called Moogs. Whatever structures. There's a lot of them for. There's like one for another one for Enna, and there's just a bunch for Overworld, which is pretty cool. And since there's so many structures, I'm gonna add a thing. I think it's called structure, like something. I gotta check this. I can check. I can know. I can find it. I can find it. Um. Let's see what this is. Sparse structures. Yes, sparse structures. That just makes it more spread out. So I can make them rare, which is gonna be nice because we encourage exploration, all that stuff. Um, for biomes, I'm also gonna use a mod called Biome Replacer, which just replaces all the biomes I don't want with whatever. So if there's some like weird desert thing I don't like, I'll just probably replace it with just normal desert or something. You know. And I think that's all I have to say for the overworld. Okay, so it's time for the Nether. And so you voted for slight changes, which is interesting, I suppose. Um, so we can go like basically two routes with this. I mean, cause I found the Nether itself is already pretty good, but I found two mods. So either we can add Incendium, which adds some pretty cool stuff, changes up the structures a bit. Add some small biome, like a bit new more biomes. But it's just like it just uses the blocks in a different way, which is like fine. So like it still fits pretty well. It looks like it would fit in another update in some like parallel universe, is what I mean. I'm out just adding Moogs nether structures because just some nice structures in there. Or instead of Incendium, we can do Amplified Nether, which pretty much just it keeps everything the same, but the Nether is just amplified. If you know what that means, basically if you don't know what it means, it's everything is like bigger, everything's taller, so the world gen is just different. And I think Incendium works fine. I think it adds some pretty neat stuff. It adds some like it fits well. I think it's cool if you want some slight changes, but we can obviously go the amplified nether route if you guys want to. And for the nether, there's not much to like. There's not much, so I think that's all I have to say for the nether. The end, bro. Holy, the end. You guys voted for, let's see, it's very close to vanilla. Well, technically, 4 for very close to vanilla, 3 is for what the in between is, and 2 is for end is the most overhauled thing ever. So technically, very close to vanilla is what got voted, but like, the majority actually voted for ahead. Honestly, I should have voted. I don't know why I don't vote for my own polls. It's okay, but it's still gonna be so. I'll be honest. I had so many I went through so many mods, but I'm not using them. So no, it's okay. So I'm gonna be adding void end structures. I'm genuinely so smart. Um, Also dungeons and taverns, which adds a bunch of stuff, like changes stuff. That's dungeons and taverns is like a bunch of things. So it also adds that to the nether. I forgot to mention that. But it's fine. So you'll be adding nullscape, which basically keeps it kind of, as it says, like depressing and barren, but it still adds stuff, changes up the world gen and like terrain a lot, which is really cool. I really like it. Um, Adds like a couple structures, but it's not like real structures. Like it's not the structures you think of. It's like small okay, I don't know what I'm saying. It's hard to explain, but yeah, there's some new structures with you can probably see on screen if I roll the B roll correctly. There's some like end castles, new stuff. It's just nice. It just changes it up and adds a lot of cool stuff. Now for the Ender Dragon fight, which is it's interesting because I added the mod True Ending. It's also a data pack, but you don't really care. Um, it makes it substantially harder and much more interesting. And the thing is, it's like with how combat works and stuff, which I'll explain I think it's actually right after the bomb structures section. It makes it harder. Makes it really hard. I don't even know what to say. Like one attacks is what I like to call the beam of death. And you literally just die. You just die. If you get hit by that thing, you pretty much are dead. It sucks. I hate that thing so much. But it's interesting. I might have to keep it on normal mode just cause it's harder and combat will go over it. It makes some things harder. So I think I might just stay with normal mode for this. But it's fun. The dragon fight's a little more revamped. It's cool. You'll see some B-roll on screen, so you get a basic idea. You can obviously check out the mod as well. So yeah, I think that's it for end and biomes and structures section. So this is recorded right after the combat section, but I realized I forgot a bunch of mods inside structures. So we have some better rune portals, better underwater ruins, which is by Hopos. You have Structory Towers, Choice Theorems, Overhauled Village, and I think that's all the ones I forgot, which is Honestly, that's pretty good. You know what? Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. I didn't do that bad. And I think, yeah, I think that's actually everything I missed. Unless I forgot to say end of villager outpost, which is the end. But I think that's all I missed. I think that's literally all I missed, which is, I'm happy with that. You know what? I'm happy with that. I can take that. That's pretty good. So this is being recorded after I re-recorded the entire combat section, and I realized I missed one structure mod. Um, that was like, I probably missed more. I'm sure it's fine though. It's tough golem statues. I think that's what it's called. I'll probably put it in the mod list. Yada yada yada. But you know, it just adds funny statues of tough golems and stuff. So yeah. So it's time for combat, and I kind of realized that I don't have any B-roll for anything other than bombs and structures, so what I'm going to be seeing is more bombs and structure stuff, as well as maybe dragon fight. I'll probably put dragon fight out here, because that makes more sense for combat. But we're using enchantment, which is like what I kind of based everything around. It adds more enchants, so I kind of wanted to be able to like make this theme like fantasy, magic, all that kind of stuff, right? So what enchantment does is it disables most of the vanilla enchants and replaces, well, it doesn't really replace, I guess it just adds its own enchants to make things more interesting. Some other passive effects, I guess, is nothing loses durability, so everything is just infinitely there unless you like drop in the void or something. You cannot eat golden apples if you are not hungry, so you can't just gap chug, which changes up a lot of things, which is, you know, that's interesting. What else? Oh, it adds like this thing called Coyote's Bite, which pretty much you can hit someone even after like a couple of ticks after they leave your like normal range. But I might just like disable that because it's a little goofy. But you know what? We'll figure that out. Okay, I think so. What I also added is like 3 different weapons mods because I want more variety. Because the one issue I have with enchantment is that there's still one set meta. There's still like pretty much a definitive, it's like, or like 2 things that are objectively the best. And I want some more weapons just so there's a lot more variety. You can have a bunch of different playstyles. It's gonna make things interesting. So I added reeling scythe, which adds scythe, double axe, and claw, which is like was actually meant for enchantment. Like it was added alongside it. Well, it wasn't a lot like the mod developer, they tested every time they tested it is with enchantment, so it should fit in perfectly. And added weapons expanded, which adds like a huge amount of weapons, and basic weapons, which is, you know, add some basic weapons. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to remove some of them because number one, they're too broken. Like the chain crossbow is genuinely the most like ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Like it's not balanced at all. I also have to remove the freaking dynamite arrows because they're too good. They're actually just too OP. Like I cannot allow it. Yeah, and there's also some overlap. Like there's 2 hammers and 2 scythes. Obviously, I'm gonna keep the scythe and reeling scythes, and I'm gonna remove the hammer and weapons expanded just because I feel like that one looks worse and it's not. It does 1 less attack damage. That's my only reason why I'm removing it. Oh right, there's one more weapons mod I forgot. It's called Sea Weapons, and it adds the Anchor Hammer, the Nautilus Sword, and a thing that's not a weapon is called the Ancient Vine, which is pretty much a grappling hook. You can be like Spider-Man, pretty much. Yeah, those are, I think it'll work fine. I don't have any B-roll for them, unfortunately, because I'm not smart, but I'm sure it'll be fine. It's cool. You know, lots of weapons, lots of exploration and stuff. It's gonna be neat. Is what I mean. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be real nice. It's gonna be real nice. One thing I am changing is I'm adding back sharpness and protection, and maybe I might add back like, I don't know if I actually think silk touch already there is still enabled. I don't know. I'll look through them. I might add some more, but those 2 I'm adding back because playstyles. I'm like, listen, if you don't want to do all this fancy like Guberous enchantments, you can keep it sharp and protection, keep it nice and simple, right? But I do have to nerf sharp and protection. There's also an enchantment called Might in basic weapons because the guy was like, "Are all weapons granted?" I'm pretty sure it's basic weapons. He's like, the blunt weapons, they shouldn't have sharpness because that doesn't make sense. So I'm adding might, which is the exact same thing as sharpness. But I'm getting kind of sidetracked here. So sharp and prod are just too OP compared to everything else. Like sharp just does too much damage, and protection protects too much. I'm just gonna have to nerf them because otherwise it would be too unbalanced. I want to keep it like slightly balanced, obviously, and obviously I'm gonna have to nerf might along with it. Yeah. Okay, I have to think, is there anything else I have forgotten about combat? Because this is the thing that, like, really annoying. I really hated this. Oh, wait, I know. You can't attribute swap anymore. It kind of removes that. My guess on how it works is just, like, after, like, the first one or two ticks after you swap, it can't, like, hit. So, you can't, like, swap anymore between, like, you can't, like, breach swap, because I don't think breach exists. You can't, like, you know, you can't do any of that stuff, so, you know, it's gonna be interesting. I guess the only thing after that is that since you can't really use, gaps aren't, like, super meta anymore, I'm adding more foods that does stuff, and I'll cover that in the misc section, which is right after this. So I think that's all I have to say for, I think that's all I have to say for combat. I hope I didn't forget anything. I probably did, but I think it's fine. I think I got most of it. Okay, so I don't know if I missed this or not, but I think I did, is that a lot of potion effects are now nerfed, such as instant health, regen, strength, and harming. Those are just nerfed, so by enchantment, because like nobody likes just getting absolutely destroyed by like 3 harming potions and just dying, and it makes things a bit more balanced. Because strength 2 with like this, it would be like normal strength 2 would just do too much damage. So yeah. Okay, it's time for the misc section. So I'm not gonna like, I'm only talking about the ones that actually like are interesting and not like random performance mods or stuff that, you know, like you actually would care about. There's like the ISMP like stuff that we all know and love. We have the graves, we have like crafting, better crafting, like, you know, stuff like that. Axes or weapons that helps with some stuff. Um, you can make end portals with crying obsidian. And like the too expensive things removed from anvils, which is good. I added this mod that changes. You can like edit armor stands, have arms and stuff, which is nice. If you want to do that, you can cycle through paintings. We have calc mod, which basically you can like calculate things in the chat with some commands, which is whatever, you know. There's some quality of life things like keep my soil tilled, which just keeps it like tilled if like below a stem block. Scaffolding drops nearby so it doesn't like go everywhere and it sucks. Let's see. Okay, I think that's it for quality of life. There's some other misc stuff, which is torch flowers actually glow instead of just being like a normal flower. Elytras and weapons have trims, and I'll also be adding more armor trims. I haven't added that for some reason, but it's okay. It won't work with all the modded stuff, so it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I have image to map, which pretty much you can upload an image and make it a map. Hopefully that works. Let's see. I'm removing the waypoint and locator bar because obviously we don't want that. There's gonna be some vanilla tweak stuff, like stuff like that. We'll see. I won't be adding like automatic mob heads and stuff because there's an enchantment for that. But I might keep player heads because like I don't want someone to have to use like beheading on a player and like sacrifice the enchantment, and you know, like also it might only be like a small chance of happening. So that just seems like, you know, not really, not nice, not fun. Why? Okay. I might add friends and foes, which adds all the like old mobs from the mob boats, like penguins, wildfire, etc. I'm probably gonna add Pat Box's Brewery, which basically you can make alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. Yeah, I might add poly decorations, which is like just some furniture decorations, stuff like that. I might also add head index, which you can like. Let me check this again. I want to make sure I don't get this wrong, because if I get this wrong, it's not. I just want to make sure I know exactly what this is. Let me check out the model real quick. Okay, yeah. So I can give you guys permission to like. I can make it either free, or you can make it like cost type. Like you pay some currency and you can get like any head you want on the server. Like any head like you want, like some decoration box. The only thing is you can like make counterfeit player heads, which I don't know how I feel about, but I might add it, I might not, it's one of those things. And let's see, I think that's, oh wait, food. I'm adding Farmer's Delight and Rustic Delight. All it does is just adds more foods, more stuff. It's nice to have something else. Do you want to be a nice peaceful farmer and make a like cafe or bakery or like diner? You can do that. It's gonna be fun. I think that's it for Misk. I think that's all I have to say. I don't. Oh wait, the fishing. It's been like a week since I recorded, so I'm probably gonna forget a lot of things what I'm gonna say for the fishing, but I think I got it. Okay, so I wanted to revamp the fishing because fishing is boring right now. A lot of things are boring right now, and obviously I want to add a bunch of things. So I added this mod. Well, I'm going to add this mod called Fishing Frontier, and what it does is just adds more stuff for fishing, adds some enchants, adds some more loot. You can fish in different places like the Nether and the End. I don't know what else there's to say. There's like you can get like fishing armor and stuff, though I'm not sure that's gonna be very important or not. Yeah, I don't think there's that much else to say for fishing, and I think that might be it for Misk. I'm just checking now so I don't have to do this later. Yeah, there shouldn't be anything else. I'll probably, you guys, ISMP members can go in the Google Doc I'll send, and yeah. Okay, so I think that's it for all the things I need to say for all the mods and stuff. The next step, we probably need to figure out what we need to do for the world border. I do think that we should make it bigger because there's more biomes, there's more structures. I want there to be more exploration. People can see a lot of things, and also the structures are further apart. So we want to make sure there's a good amount of every structure. Again, I'll put all the mods in the Google Doc so you guys can see if I missed anything that you guys are interested in. I'll post it in announcements. But we'll go and figure out some of the smaller things. I'll run some polls. If you guys have anything you want to, like suggestions, you want to tell me something, you can DM me if it's like a personal thing, or just ping me in like general or something. After this I should have a longer video with just a bit more of the B-roll I have. It's not gonna be everything because I didn't record everything, but there'll be a couple clips. There'll be some more B-roll of just all the biomes and stuff that I took, because I thought I needed more, but I was actually wrong. I took too much, so I'm just gonna put that in video, and then you guys can just see if there's anything that you guys can just look at that. I'll run a poll for Incendium and Amplified Nether, because that's pretty important. The video with all the B-roll might be out after this, because I want this video to come out before that. This is my priority. If I can get them out at the same time, which you'll see, then good, and if not, then it is what it is, because this is obviously the more important one for me to get out. So yeah, that's it. That's it for this video. So I'm gonna stop recording now or something.